So you're thinking about downsizing. Great. But then maybe you're looking around the house and thinking, ugh, I got to start packing. Oh God, all of these rooms in this giant house that I have are filled with stuff. How do I even start going through all of this stuff? Does it have monetary value? Does it have sentimental value? Is it just junk now? Is it something that really no one's even going to enjoy? Or, oh, maybe it's worth a fortune. Maybe you're sitting on a gold mine for something. These kind of things, I think a lot of seniors and people moving, but a lot of seniors really recognize when they start thinking about downsizing, paring things down. So today I'm meeting with Libby Wood of Senior Settlers. Libby and Senior Settlers are based in San Rafael, California, which is up there in Marin County. They serve the entire Bay Area, and they are a senior move management company. They come in, they help you from A to Z, getting everything packed up, getting everything organized, getting everything either donated, taken to a dumpster, sold if you need to be connected with the right people to help sell it. I mean, they really help facilitate all of the physical, tangible possessions that you might need from A to Z when you're downsizing. So sit back, relax, enjoy Libby and I talking today about some of the most common things that she deals with as a senior move manager. Because remember, thinking about downsizing your house can seem really overwhelming, but breaking it down into smaller pieces and more manageable projects is really just such a great way to start. And Libby and her team really are professionals. They know how to do that. So thanks for joining me. Sit back, relax, and listen to Libby and I chat today. I'm Andrea West. I've been a realtor since 2010. I'm a Bay Area native, and I'm a senior real estate specialist. To become a senior real estate specialist, I went through additional education and training with the National Association of Realtors to earn the designation. So I work with buyers and sellers of all ages, but when I work with seniors and their family members, I have a higher level of understanding and additional resources that I bring to the table. So I help take a little bit of that additional stress out of a big move. So whether you're a senior or a loved one or just somebody looking to buy or sell real estate in the Bay Area, I'd love to talk with you. My contact information is below. There's a QR code in my banner if you want to book a Zoom or phone call with me. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email anytime. Welcome back. I'm Andrea West with Seniors in Real Estate. I have been a realtor since 2010 and a senior real estate specialist. Today, I'm being joined by Libby Wood with Senior Settlers. Tell me a little bit about you and your company.
Senior Settlers is a senior move management company. We help people get organized, we help them move, we help them get settled. Our tagline is we make tough transitions trouble-free.
I like that. That's good. Now, seniors, tough transitions. It sounds like most folks you work with are seniors, right?
Probably most, yes, definitely most of them are, but we also work with anybody that needs a little extra help, like a family that where like both parents work, got little kids, they got full-time jobs, they're moving, they need help. So things like that.
That's good.
We had a client who was in his 40s, but he had MS. He physically had some issues, so he needed our help. And things like that.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm. Great. Now you serve the whole Bay Area.
We do. We cover the whole Bay Area, which can be a challenge, but that's what we do. we are based here in San Rafael, but we cover Napa, Sonoma, to the South Bay. Friday I was working in Palo Alto. We work a lot in San Francisco and quite in Oakland. Yesterday we actually had staff out in Alameda right now. Yeah.
All over the place.
All over the place. Yeah.
That's good. And now you have how many folks on your staff?
20 of us.
Okay. And you're all spread around the Bay Area as well.
In all different places. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Good. And now when you meet with a client or they reach out to you, generally speaking, how far out are they from the actual moving?
Usually a couple of months.
Okay.
And we do it. They reach out. I talk to them on the phone. Then we go and do in-person consultation. So we go out and we look at the stuff. We talk to them about project issues, the concerns. the timelines, the constraints, all that kind of thing. And then we write a proposal that outlines the timelines, costs, the materials, everything to be involved in the project. And then once we reach an agreement on that, we sign a service agreement, we take a retainer, and we schedule the project.
Great.
So it can go quickly, but it's really much easier if we do it, over a period of time. So mostly they call us a month or two in advance, and that works the best. But as we were saying earlier, our work project today is Wednesday. She called on Monday, went out and did a consultation, but it was a crisis. Her mom had taken a fall. The stuff needed to be moved quickly, so we can move quickly. But that's really a crisis type situation.
Less ideal.
Less ideal, for sure.
But good to know you can do it.
We can do it
needed.
if we can make it work, we will make it work.
That's great. Okay, great. Now, you told me that you are part of what is the National Association called?
Yes, we are members of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers. This is national, but it's really international. There's people from Canada and Australia, and there's a German in there that I was talking to the other day. So it's really an international, even though it is national, organization. And there's a certification process that we've been through. We are A+ certified, which is great. And then individual people have, like I am a certified senior move manager, which means that I've taken courses, I've passed tests. It's a certification process. And then you need to take continuing education. We have annual conferences, which are super helpful because you're getting together with other people who are doing the same kind of business in other parts of the country and the world. And everything's different places, but they're common things. You learn something. You learn quite a bit every time.
That's
so
great.
That's really helpful.
Well, and it sounds like good networking too.
It is. It's great.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You will be able to help people either coming into the area or leaving the area, and you have a lot of resources.
We do. So we often, there will be somebody, if somebody's moving into the area from Portland, or got one coming in from Raleigh, the senior move manager on the other end will do the organization, do the packing, whatever. Movers bring the stuff, and then we'll do the unpacking and all that stuff on the receiving end, or the other way around, where we've got somebody here, we packed somebody here, and they moved up to Eugene, Oregon, the other day. So
great.
We work either of a long distance move.
That's great. And you have movers, handymen, other.
Yeah, all kinds of. We have a big database of resources, auction houses, consignment stores. Yeah, handymen, plumbers, painters, cleaning service, whatever.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's good. That's helpful. So I'm sure people
and realtors.
And realtors. Like, oh, that's good. Why, thank you. Well, and I'm sure most people when they're thinking about moving need all of those things.
They do.
I know at least when they come see me, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Can only imagine. Yeah.
They need their carpets cleaned. They need all that stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Well, good. Yeah.
It's kind of surprising some of the things they need sometimes.
Too funny. And it sounds like most people aren't super organized about it either, right?
True. Some people are very organized, others not
so much. And now, in terms of what it looks like moving, you work with small projects and big projects, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can work with anyone who just has a few things. I mean, you work with hoarders sometimes,
we do
right?
Work with hoarders.
Pack rats.
Yes. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we had a project a couple of months ago. We stopped counting when we got over tons out.
10 tons.
10 tons. Yeah.
Tons.
It was a lot. Tons.
Wow.
Yeah,
you sit there and measure it on scale.
The dump did. Yeah.
I was joking, but no. But
yeah,
I think someone was.
Someone was actually very good.
Wow. So 20,000 pounds of. Correct. Wow. Okay. And none of that could be saved.
It was contaminated.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
That's a bummer.
So there was some stuff that was saved that did not go there, but the contaminated stuff all had to go. Yeah, it was. We had to work.
That's unfortunate. Oh,
yes.
Oh, no.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. But you deal with it, and that's good to know, because some folks, you don't know what you're dealing with till you get in there.
Yeah, and the thing about that, I mean, some of the stuff was kind of icky, but the woman was lovely. She was a delight to work with. We loved working with her. She was so sweet and nice. It's just her stuff was kind of gross. But what,
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
You just deal with it.
Yeah.
And you do save what you can save, though, right?
We do. If anything that could have been donated to us.
Got it.
Yeah. She was not really interested in selling anything.
Right.
So, we did quite a bit of donation from that one. But yeah, there was 10 tons that went, unfortunately, to landfill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
We do. In most cases, we can save most of the stuff. So we have trees that we work with quite a lot, and
Great.
so it's fairly rare that that much goes to landfill. We actually, I'm going to brag. Because
Please.
I like to brag. We won a prize in 2022. We were the Marin County Small Green Business of the Year, and that was
Wow.
awarded to us for our efforts in keeping things out of the landfill. So
That's
we really
great.
do as much as possible. Either take them to consignment or auction or charity. Mostly charity. Most stuff goes to charity,
Wow.
which is great.
And that's so great because I would think that if it was my stuff, I would want to know it's going to a home.
Exactly.
Someone's loving it.
Yeah. So yeah, we do take quite a lot to charity.
Oh, that's great.
And we have all kinds of different charity resources from, Make It Home, Salvation Army, Goodwill, foster care, just we have a whole list.
People who really need it.
Better women shelters.
That's great. That's great. And I know we've talked before about this, and it sounds like many people are open to giving things away, doing charities, but some folks, they decide to go the storage route. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Now, what's your 2 cents on storage? 'Cause I've heard some mixed reviews.
Well, if you have an end date, like we had a client that put stuff in storage and then they had a plan for dealing with it after 6 months, because they had things they needed to do before they could deal with it. So then it makes sense because you put in there, you know what you're going to do with it when it comes out, and you have a plan. That makes sense. To just put it in there because you don't know what to do with it, it'd be there a really long time.
Yeah.
And it gets really expensive. We had a client that she had to downsize from a large house to a smaller house. She decided, well, I'm just going to put all my furniture in storage. 14 years later, it was still in storage, and she had spent, I don't know how many thousands of dollars just to store this furniture.
Wow.
And it got to the point where, she wasn't going to move a great house again. That's just happened. And her kids were like, Mom, let it go.
Yeah.
And so then we did clear outs. And so we did the clear out there to just take it to charity. And that's where it went.
Wow.
But she has spent a lot of money over 14 years.
Probably more than the furniture was worth.
Oh, way more.
Oh,
way
God.
more.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, she could have bought all new furniture many times over.
Oh, no.
She needed that furniture.
Well,
that in that kind of situation, I like talk to the person and say, look,
yeah,
it doesn't make financial sense.
Right. And I think, ripping the Band-Aid off, so to speak.
Yeah.
We were talking before. I had a client last year who, she had a 3-bedroom house and she was looking to downsize, and she moved into a community, and she really spent a few extra months doing it herself and really getting in there and going through the boxes, going through the papers, going through all of her stuff. And she had widowed a few years before, so she was going through some of her husband's stuff.
Yeah.
But by the time she got to her community, it was done.
Yeah.
And it wasn't looming over her. And she, we keep in touch. She told me, she's like, I'm so happy I did it. As she just felt free. She was enjoying life and just felt so much better in her space.
Yeah.
And not paying for storage and thinking about it,
exactly.
either. Yeah.
Well, and I often tell my clients about my own mom. My mom decided when she turned 90, she decided it was time she was going to move into senior community. Yeah, she made that decision. So that was it. So she was in San Diego. So I went down to San Diego, spent, I guess it was about a month that I spent with her, and dealt with the dining room table that seated 12.
Wow.
And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was super hard. I mean,
Of course.
it was hard to let go, but she did. And so then moved her into a senior community. And then about 6 months before Mom passed away, she told my sister. Don't tell me. She told my sister.
This will be good.
Yeah. She said, Libby was right. She said,
No wonder she didn't tell you.
that's right. She didn't want to tell me I was right. But she said, my apartment is comfortable. I have the right amount of furniture. I like the way it's organized. It works well for me. It looks pretty. All my friends tried to bring all the furniture with them, and you can't even, you have to slide past their furniture, and it doesn't work. It doesn't look good. It's not right. So it does make sense to think about, the thing is to think about your life is going to be like going forward, not what it was looking back. So what am I going to need for this life now, as opposed to what did I use that for in the past?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
And
sense.
it was hard for Mom. It's hard for our clients. But
Hard for anyone.
It's hard for anyone. Yeah. And the future life is scary. because you don't really know what's going to happen. But to think about it and plan for it makes the most sense.
And I mean, it unless it's a family heirloom, unless it's a keepsake, it's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
Yeah.
And you wrote a book, didn't
I did.
you?
I wrote a book about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the tyranny of stuff? Was that what it was called?
Homo brave, or how to overthrow the tyranny of stuff.
That was it.
Yeah, because it does take bravery
Yes.
to deal with this stuff. You've got to be brave. You got to dive in there and say, this is what I need to do. I need to make it happen. Yeah.
Well, and our culture doesn't foster that.
No.
We're all consumerism, getting sales and 2-for-1s and buy one, get one. And I mean, my mom would do that all the time. She'd call me and say, hey, honey, I got you a toaster. I said, I have a toaster, Mom. I don't need a toaster. So, but there was one on sale. And before I knew it, I had 2 toasters. What do you... I didn't need 2 toasters. Yeah. And in her whole house like that. Just boxes of extra things that... I said, Mom, who needs this? I said, I don't know. Someone might.
Yeah. Someone might.
Someone might.
And somebody shopping at Salvation Army or Goodwill or something.
They might. Well, but when she got sick, I think we've talked, we had to clear out the house. She had boxes lining the walkways. Her table, you couldn't get to it. You couldn't sit on most of the couches. There was like one seat for my dad and one chair. And, I said, Mom, you can't go back home that way. It's a fire hazard. It's a safety hazard. You're going to fall. You're going to get hurt. And my mom and dad needed 24-hour care. At that point, the caregivers got to get in and out of the house. So
yeah, we have been brought in when caregiver organizations will call us and say, we can't send our caregivers in there.
Wow. Okay.
They refuse to go in because it's too dangerous for them.
Right.
So
then it's, of course, dangerous for the client, too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds to me like you work a lot with people who've had falls, who've had accidents.
Yes.
And then now you have to clear that out. And I think a lot of people, if I may say, don't recognize the signs of, too much stuff. This is a safety hazard. This is a health hazard, because no one wants to admit you're needing to change your lifestyle. And, stairs, that's a big one.
Stairs is a huge one. There's I don't know what percentage, but there's a large percentage of our clients who move because of stairs.
Yeah. So it's not even just the space, it's the function of the house.
Yeah. Just can't go up and down the stairs anymore.
Right.
We've had a lot of clients where the whole second floor is just not used anymore.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's hard. It's heartbreaking too.
And the job I was working on earlier today was because of a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tragedy of that kind of situation, if there is a fall, and they go to the hospital, then they go to skilled nursing, and they're not able to go back home.
Yeah.
Well, they can't go back home, then they can't. They lose agency. They can no longer be the ones to say, I want to take that chair and not that chair. Somebody else has got to decide for them. Sometimes it's us. I'd rather not be that person. I'd really rather work with somebody who can make those decisions on their own.
Right.
And tell us, I'd like to have that chair. I want to bring that, whatever it is I can bring.
Yeah, I would want that.
Yeah. I would much rather
work
that way.
Of course. Yeah. Well, and you're so compassionate too. That's one of the things I love about you. You're so understanding and no judgments.
No judgment. Yeah. Just judgment's a waste of time.
It is. It is. Well, and I know with my folks, we threw out, I think, 2 dumpsters before we got them moving back home. And, my mom, I think, was a little embarrassed about the home. She did have people over a lot. And, it's refreshing to have people like you where, you feel comfortable having somebody in your home and not, not feeling ridiculed or belittled for how it is.
Yeah, the woman with 10 tons, she was really hesitant to have us come in for that first consultation. But we went in, we climbed around on the piles and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, this is what it's going to take to do it. And she was like, I like working with you guys. She's like, whatever. Yeah.
It's good. Well, that's why I want cleaning my house out. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. And you offer free consultations.
We do.
Right?
So that's how we start out every project, is we do a consultation. There's 3 or 4 of us who can do the consultation. So we'll come out, we'll sit with you, we'll talk about the project, the constraints, the issues, the problems, whatever, and then come up with a proposal. And the proposal lays out the timeline, the costs, all that, materials we'll need.
Now, you work with the senior, but you also work with the family members, right?
Sometimes. Depends. If they have family, some of them don't do, some of them don't.
Right.
And often, if, like, in a lot of cases, one of the children will have our attorney or whatever, so we'll work with those children.
That's good.
They're grown people.
They're grown, but yes.
Children.
But,
right. You know what I mean.
I do. Yeah. Great. Okay.
Yeah, so we do that a lot.
Great. Who, where, when, why? I mean, the why. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that is a good question. Why?
Why?
Why do people reach out to you? Why not do it themselves? Why not, hire another company?
Mostly the reason we hear most often is they're overwhelmed.
Okay,
Overwhelmed. That is the word that we hear every time.
that
Almost.
makes sense.
They're overwhelmed and just need help. Um, could they call another company? Absolutely, sure. There are a few other companies in the Bay Area, and actually, I know them all. I actually organized a lunch with the other senior
That's
management
great.
companies the other day. We refer like to each other if we're too busy or whatever.
That's
So this is not a super cutthroat kind of business.
Yeah.
It's not what it is.
I don't get that
It's,
vibe.
yeah, no, we support each other, we
That's good.
respect each other, and we, different senior management companies have different specialties too,
Okay.
and different, like we have one that we've referred to a lot of times. She only works in Walnut Creek. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Great. She doesn't like to leave Walnut Creek.
She doesn't.
Good for
That's
her.
fine.
She can probably get enough business there. She doesn't
She
need
does.
to.
Absolutely.
Great.
So
There you go. Yeah,
that's
that works.
fine.
That works.
Yeah.
Well, and I would think that folks are probably overwhelmed because they're dealing with life,
Yeah.
right? They're dealing with health issues, or maybe they had a fall, they've got cognitive issues, maybe families involved, maybe not. So
Right.
having somebody deal with the moving is a huge
Mhm.
help.
Yeah, it is. It's
One less thing.
Yeah, and I should also say, people a lot of times ask, do you get a lot of family conflict situations? And I'd say that is rare.
Okay.
It is rare. Mostly, people want the best for the family members.
That's
They really
refreshing
do.
to hear. It really is. I feel like when you read the stories, it's probably because they're so rare and they make
And they're dramatic.
and they're dramatic.
Sometimes they are dramatic.
Yeah.
But mostly they're not dramatic.
That's good. That's good. Any advice for anyone thinking about making that move, downsizing or decluttering, or
I'd say think about it early before you need it.
okay,
So you've got a plan in place. Um, I'll mention again the woman who lived at the Redwoods.
Mhm.
We helped her move in there, and then when she passed away, she had already given us a deposit for her final clear out. So
Wow.
she was super organized. She had everything planned, even for after her death. It was
Wow.
amazing and beautiful, and her son was super grateful that that had happened. So
it's such a great gift to
yeah,
the family
it's a gift
too.
to the family. So that's an extreme situation. She
Right.
was a super organized person, but in general, if you can think about it ahead of time, realizing you're probably going to need something down
Yeah.
the road, and about it and explore the options.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Well, because you don't want to wait until the moment of grace to have to think about it.
Yeah, it's really better to think about it in advance.
That's
For
good.
sure.
Great. Well, Libby, thank you so much for joining me today. And,
Absolutely.
free consultations, if you want to
Anytime.
reach out to Libby, great.
Yep.
Her contact information is below, as is mine. Consultations for buying or selling. Again, we both work with seniors, but not exclusively. So if you or your family member is thinking about making a move, reach out to us.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.